Good morning, fam. Hope you guys are doing well. I am so thankful it's a new week. Because last week was rough. Man, was it rough. God really put me to the test, and I ate my own words and had to take my own advice. I am very quick to tell somebody to trust in God's will, and no matter, the outcome, good or bad, or what may seem bad to us. I apologize if I kind of burst into tears. We had a very traumatic experience that we had to go through. As you guys might have seen, my husband and I decided to be a part of a birthday parade for this little boy who was turning 6 years old and surprise him with a birthday burnout. So we've been frantically, for the last 2 weeks, been trying to get my car ready. I have to be honest, if y'all saw the videos, I have not started my car in 4 years, maybe. It might even been longer. So she needed some major TLC to get back on the road and for me to sit in it and actually drive the car. So we get the car ready. It's crazy, frantically crazy, trying to get parts in. Husband did a phenomenal job. I'm so thankful for you, babe. Thank you so much for making that happen. This time of us trying to get the car ready, my niece has also been faced with the challenge of trying to find her puppy a home. And without going into too much detail, my niece had made the decision, since this is going to be her first year in college, she's an athlete, so her time is really going to be booked up, that it wasn't the smartest choice for her to make, to take this dog with her. So she made the decision, the responsible decision, of us finding the dog a home. This happened on a Sunday, not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before that. So we prayed that night. We said, God, you know our situation. Please help us find this dog a home. Well, the most amazing thing happened. The next day, I get a message from the little boy's mom, who we're about to go do a burnout for. She hits me up and asks if we know of anyone who has a puppy that they want to give away or is for sale. And you talk about just an answered prayer. I was not expecting God to answer our prayer that quick. I mean, I should have known it's God. Yes, he is a waymaker. He really, he heard our prayer. So my niece and I were very emotional. We were super excited, and just happy that all this was coming together so perfectly. So we get the dog a new collar. We get her a little custom name badge for the little boy. I mean, she is like decked out. Tuesday rolls around. That's when the birthday parade was. So we're all ready to go. Here we come, little Alex. Happy birthday to you. Birthday burnouts are about to commence in 30 minutes. So we have like a caravan, I think, of 5 cars. We get there. The dog had gotten sick, threw up, all in my mom's vehicle. So as my mom was cleaning off the dog, my husband and I, we decide, okay, we're gonna go line up in front of everybody so we can surprise the boy with his birthday burnout. And as we're getting ready to do the burnout, the noise startles the dog, and the dog gets loose from my mom and runs away. And so, of course, everybody's freaking out at this time. Unfortunately, it shuts down the little boy's birthday party, which sucked, which is so terrible, and I'm so sorry that that happened. It's getting dark, and we have to kind of just call it off for that day. So we tag team with the other family, and we're like, okay, so let's call the pounds, let's do what we need to do, put out flyers, blah, blah, blah. So we get a call Wednesday late afternoon from the mom. She says that they spotted the dog, to get over there quickly. So my niece and I, and this is literally right before Bible study on Wednesday, and so I had to hurry up and scramble and find somebody to take my place and fill in for the Bible study, which, thank you, Cameo. You are amazing, and you are such a lifesaver. I thank God for you. Thank you so much. So as we're heading over there, we decide to take the mom dog with us, and because I'm hoping, like, she'll smell her scent and she'll come out, and she won't be so skittish. So we get over to the place, and as we're looking for her, my niece and I are deep in the woods. The mom of the little boy is also out there helping us, and next thing you know, we hear her screaming. So we come darting out the woods, and unfortunately, the dog was startled. She was trying to come towards us. I'm sure she smelt the mom dog scent, and so she was looking for us. And the lady, the mom, was trying to call her. The dog got startled and darted off into the road and got struck by a vehicle. So Lord, give me strength. So, my niece and I got the dog and had to rush her to the closest emergency vet. And that was a pretty traumatic experience. I haven't had a lot of traumatic experiences in my life, thank the Lord. But y'all know I'm an animal lover, and so to have to watch a dog suffer and die like that was so tough. And my poor niece, goodness gracious, having to try and comfort her during that time was very difficult. Y'all know I don't have kids, so I don't know how y'all do it through traumatic experiences, because that was not fun at all. I really didn't know how to comfort her during that time while also trying to hold myself together. And so anyways, the dog, we get to the vet, and unfortunately the dog doesn't make it. She had just suffered some pretty traumatic internal bleeding. She got hit really hard. So, So we had to endure that and just pray for comfort and pray for God to heal our broken hearts. I didn't know, of course, where else to turn. I knew God was only going to be the only one who could truly give us peace during that time. And so I had to really take my thoughts captive and to just rebuke blame and rebuke doubt and trusting God's will, because I was like, God, why did you allow this to happen? I prayed, we prayed, for the dog to find a home, and then it seemed like you answered it the next day, and then you kind of took it away. And so I had to really change my perspective and get into His Word even more, because, like I said, the devil was trying to make me doubt God's will and God's direction for us during that time. And it was tough. Really, really tough. And I looked, I kind of flipped through my 100 days of Bible promises, desperately looking for some sort of encouragement and guidance. So this journal entry is Joy in Troubles. And I want to share it with you, just in case you might be going through a traumatic experience right now, or have been through one where you might have doubted God's will and His plan for your life. And so I just want to share this with you and hope that it gives you some encouragement as you endure this time. Joy in troubles. Wait, great joy in troubles? This seems to be a mistake, yet that's what the verse says. But when you think about it, there must be resistance applied for muscles to grow strong. And the more intense the resistance, the more pressure one is able to endure for longer periods of time. So the next time a trial comes into your life, rejoice in knowing your spiritual stamina is being developed so that instead of getting knocked to pieces, you'll remain steadfast in hope and sweetened with God's peace. What a great testimony to others who don't know Christ. So, one of the best verses, actually there's two really good ones that are in here that helped. James chapter 1 verses 2 through 3. When troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy. For you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. Romans 5, 3 through 4. We also rejoice in our afflictions because we know that affliction produces endurance. Endurance produces proven character, and proven character produces hope. Hebrews 10:36. For you have need of endurance, so that when you have done the will of God, you may receive what is promised. So much information on endurance. Oh, Psalm 31 verse 7. I will rejoice and be glad in your faithful love, because you have seen my affliction. You have known the troubles of my life. So I really had to meditate on these scriptures and just pray and trust that God's will was perfect in this situation, and that this troubled time had a purpose of building endurance, and to truly relying on Him during this time when I couldn't find comfort anywhere else. Like, God had to heal our broken hearts over time, and it allowed us an opportunity to talk more about Him, to dive deeper into prayer, and to just change our perspectives on why it happened. I had to find peace in knowing that He saw a bigger picture than what I could. Whether it was saving that boy who hit the dog, saving him from something more traumatic happening down the road. Maybe that stopped him from being into a very bad accident, or maybe it was protection over the family that we were giving the dog to. She has little babies, like I think a 2-year-old and then of course the 6-year-old. So what if that was ultimate protection for those babies? So I just had to, despite the heartache, I had to just really persevere and get through that time and doubt. I really had to take those thoughts captive, because goodness, they were really getting at me, and I was an emotional wreck. And see, it's still tough to even talk about it now, but that's where the struggle was, and I had to find the joy in the trial, which was difficult. And so if you are going through anything that has been traumatic, if you've been through anything that was traumatic, I just pray for you, and I encourage you to get into God's Word and to change your perspective and know that His will is so much greater and so much better than ours, even when we can't see it. So just give thanks through your faithfulness, and God will hear you, and He'll heal your any kind of brokenness that you may feel. So I hope y'all find encouragement in that. My video is about to end because I have no memory on my phone. I love y'all. Be blessed.